You're eating clean, watching portions, and even skipping snacks. So why does the weight keep creeping in? The truth is, it's not your willpower, it's your hormones. And if no one's told you yet, it's time you get the real answers. Today, we're gonna be diving deep. Hi, my name is Michelle Ariana, and I am the Fast 40 Women's Empowerment Coach. And with me is Dr. Cody Goldman, the founder of the Fast 40.
Hello.
So Cody, today we're really gonna be diving deep into this question because I think it's so important. It's very confusing for a lot of women. Why you might be eating the right portions or skipping the snacks you think you're supposed to skip, but why do we keep gaining weight? Can you tell us a little bit about why it's not our willpower and it's more our hormones?
Yeah, this is a really good question. I was just on a call this morning with a woman who's a high-powered lawyer, owns a law firm, and that's exactly what she told me was, I eat right, I count my macros, she's doing CrossFit, she's even running, and she's gaining weight. That was her exact question. Like, I don't get it. Why am I gaining weight? Like, nothing I'm doing. I might as well be, eating sugar. And so this is very common. And keep in mind, she's 46. And so there's a few things behind this, but one of the biggest things is to understand your hormones. And right now, our healthcare system has a very, in my opinion, misrepresented view of hormones. So you as a woman, if you go to the doctor and you say, I'm gaining weight, they'll say, let's check your hormones. And oh, your hormones are off, so let's give you hormones. There's one big problem with that. In the history of taking hormones, no one's hormones have ever been balanced. So you can't take enough testosterone to actually fix your testosterone. Isn't that interesting? You can't take enough thyroid meds to fix your thyroid. It doesn't work. You can ask anyone. Ask someone who's been on thyroid meds for 10 years. Hey, at what point does your thyroid fix? And they go, never, you just keep taking it. So it's an important thing to understand that we're not really addressing root causes. So let's look at your hormones. Around 35 and 40, the hormones do shift, do change, but there's two things that will really impact the way that your hormones function: stress and sugar. So those are two things that are probably the big things to discuss. Is when we have stress, your body goes into a fight or flight mode. And it's a primitive function for the body to use fat or sugar as a fuel source. Now, fat is your primary fuel source, right? And you have great energy, great sleep, great hormone production when you burn fat. But many times if the stress has gone on too long, your body will actually switch over to using sugar. And we can talk about like, what are the signs of that? Yeah. But that's the first thing, is that your hormones, most people don't realize their hormones can either be pointed towards fat, which means you'll have great energy, great sleep, great mood. Even going through menopause symptoms are very light. If your brain is pointed or your hormones are pointed towards sugar, you'll see poor sleep, more emotional ups and downs, fatigue, more menstrual problems, more menopausal symptoms, brain fog. And so those are the things they'll see. Those are two things that aren't being talked about.
And that could be very confusing for women, because then when we don't understand that we can actually reset our hormones, we're then trying to find solutions, trying to find answers, and maybe going to some places that don't necessarily have the full picture or a solution. So what are some things because the Fast 40 has been something you've created that has really been super effective and helps women in a natural or more of an organic way of resetting their hormones. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so how do you reset? And I think in coming videos, we'll talk about which hormones we're talking about. Sure. Because most women don't realize they have 60 hormones.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and their doctors don't know it either. I'm just telling you. Because we're taught for the most part from our books and from our pharmaceutical companies. And they only teach about the hormones that they make, so that way you can take this. So what can you do? So first of all, there's a few things. Let's go through sleep, meal timing, food amounts, and water. Let's just use those as the topic, okay? First would be, we could do a whole series of these, right? Which maybe we should. Yeah. But sleep. If you want your hormones to balance, just so you know, God, the universe, whatever you choose to believe in, whatever created you, created a hormone regulation time. Did you know that? So your body literally has a hormone regulation time, right? It's during sleep. So when you go to your doctor and say, hey, can you help me regulate my hormones? You might not even know, and you already had a hormone regulation built in. It's sleep. Specifically during the period of sleep called deep sleep is when your hormones regulate. And so people that don't go to bed on time and don't get enough sleep literally have out of balance hormones. So we have a whole process of dialing people's sleep. So that's number one. Two would be the meal timings and amounts. Meal timing, you have hormones, cortisol, which many women know about as the stress hormone. You have hormones that are linked to circadian rhythm, so the sun and food. So most people realize that when they get up, the sun releases cortisol. They don't realize that food is too. So your meal timing is vital for your hormones to have balance. Your hormones, if you miss your meals or don't eat enough, your hormones will actually point towards survival mode and will store fat. If you know how to eat enough, that's the second principle. Third would be water. There's a certain amount of water. We have all of our patients drinking half their body weight in water per day. And there's a main reason for this. And you know when to eat, your hormones will go into thrival mode and release fat. Do you know how your body processes through fat? Many people think that it goes through like number one, number two, right? They poop it out. You actually pee out your fat.
Oh, really?
So you can do all the weight loss programs you want. If you're not drinking enough water,
you're not flushing.
You can't flush it out. Yeah, so you literally pee out your fat. Some of it goes through there, but most of it's going through your urine. So we did sleep, food, water, and we did mealtime. I think those are all of it.
Yeah, so that's super helpful. So if you're someone who has felt like you've tried everything, you've even been trying to exert willpower to try to lose weight or like get your hormones regulated, then I would highly consider checking out fast40.com. We'll put the link below. Is there anything else that we want to share with them?
We'll do several series of videos on many of these topics to expand on them.
So yeah, click the link below and schedule a consultation to see if this might be a good fit for you.
See you in the next video.
Bye.